Released May 4th, 2023 on PCVR and Quest 2 by developer and publisher Wanadev Studio. Propagation Paradise Hotel is, I don't know if I can call it a follow-up, but it's the next game in line following the original Propagation, which is a free-to-play wave shooter of sorts, and while I can't accurately call Paradise Hotel a follow-up, I do trust Propagation will become a franchise. Because the original Propagation, a partly free-to-play title, is pretty good for what it is, and this here Paradise Hotel serves as one hell of an evolution. So I don't know if Propagation was simply a tech demo or proof of concept, but what I do know is Paradise Hotel is an impressive step up, so I can only imagine what next Wanadev would come up with, should this become a series or franchise. Thanks to Wanadev Studio for the review key. The story here is quite interesting, and is part of a much bigger, brighter picture generally for zombie survival horror games. After playing through Survive, and even Dead Island 2, I see where devs are putting in the effort to ensure their titles aren't simply tossed to one side as, oh, another one. We've had a lot of zombie games. They've been coming out for decades, and while some genres severely lack evolution, I can safely say developers are pulling out all the stops to keep the zombie survival genre far from stagnation. You're Emily Diaz, and you and a few other staff members are trapped inside Paradise Hotel, the place you work. Your twin sister is also in this hotel, but you both got separated. After being holed up in a kitchen with now just the security guard, as the others before made a break for it, but things apparently didn't work out too well for them. Now it's your turn. You both decide to make a break for it. Find your sister and make it out alive.
My name is Ashley Diaz. I'm at the Paradise Hotel. Please come quickly.
I like this story because although, yes, it is another infected undead story where the world has been plunged into a zombie apocalypse, this story, much like Survive, is isolated, even more isolated than Survive. The rest of the city, town, country, or world is not the focus. Just this one lady doing her best to reach her sister, get out of this claustrophobic situation she's been stuck in for weeks, and find out what's going on with the rest of the world.
We have to find Ashley and get the hell out of here. The door won't hold much longer, and we're running out of food. So it's with or without you, but I am going to find my sister.
And I go back to the original Propagation. That's a more contained experience in a subway, a wave shooter. Now things have expanded to a hotel. What next will Wanadev come up with? That's what I'm talking about.
It's so strange. It's never that quiet here usually.
It's even a little too quiet, in my opinion.
The visuals are beautiful. I mean, looking at this game, beautiful may be the furthest thing from one's mind, but technically speaking, these visuals are great. This entire experience has a refined AAA feel to it, and the visuals are no exception. The character designs are great, with perhaps the exception of some of the clothes. This one guy here, it's kinda hard to tell watching the flat version of Paradise Hotel, but the security guard's shirt looks like it was painted on him. Other than little nitpicks like that though, the visuals are really good. They really help pull you in this already immersive experience. This entire game is an atmospheric masterpiece, and the design of the hotel, the lighting, the dilapidated state of each floor, each room, yeah, well done Wanadev. The zombies also look really convincing, their features, animations, superb. The sound design goes hand in hand with the visuals. Again, really atmospheric. From the opening score, the atmospheric sounds, the creaks you hear around you, the groans of nearby threats, the sound of your gun when fired. I can tell the Wanadev team spent many late nights, sleepless nights, perfecting the overall feel of this experience. The voice acting, good, but only in a B-movie kind of way. No awards will be handed out to any of the actors anytime soon, but what's here will suffice.
I do hope my sister's okay.
Miss Diaz is a very capable housekeeper. She's very, insightful. I'm sure she's still alive.
Let's talk gameplay, the adhesive that keeps this entire package together. On startup, we've got more than enough settings to satisfy the pickiest player. There's gameplay controls, which gives you much to choose from. Your VR comfort level, snap or smooth turning, locomotion style, all the usual suspects. Audio, controls, and graphic settings. Now this here is true survival horror, and if this is your genre of choice, you'll know what to expect. Limited ammo leaves you always scavenging through cabinets, rooms, drawers for boxes of ammo. Limited health, yeah, you'll always be looking for antiseptic to refill your spray can, and it runs out pretty fast. You've got your map and a journal, two things you'll be constantly checking in with. You'll need keycards to access restricted areas and floors, and of course your protagonist isn't exactly special ops. No, I know there are many survival horror games where you're a badass, but this ain't one of them. So, you have that handicap to contend with as well. One major issue I had with Paradise Hotel was my character's inability to do simple things in the name of self-preservation. One being using melee weapons. Anything really, especially since your ammo was so scarce. Now, when I asked WannaDev if this would be a feature implemented in the future, they responded by saying it would be very complex to add that in, and it would also go against the vision of the devs. Now, I totally get this, and I figured as much before even asking, but here's the thing. WannaDev have been updating Paradise Hotel quite a bit, listening to feedback. They went as far as to implement more immersion by allowing you to interact with other items in the environment. So, although I knew it would be a stretch, I had to ask. The thing with VR is, it plays with your mind. The ability to look around, reach out and sometimes touch things in the environment gets the imagination running wild. So while not being able to grab anything and use it as a weapon in a flat game may be more acceptable, in VR, it just seems like it should be a given. So, your character is no fighter. She can shove zombies, shoot them, but that's about it. And these zombies aren't the ones we're accustomed to in the movies and many other games. A headshot does not cut the butter. These cats just keep coming back. They always come back. I've heard it said many times, I'm sick of jump scares. Similar to QuickTime events, lots of people have lost their interest in jump scares. But not me. I love a good jump scare. And QTE. But this is not about QTEs. But jump scares are done so well here in Paradise Hotel. So well. I was on pins and needles my entire playthrough. I said it earlier, WannaDev burnt that midnight oil. Many nights, making sure this game was on point. And on point it was. This has to be the scariest game I've ever played, and trust and believe, I've played a lot. Another thing about this game, similar to Survive, are the boss fights. Now while there was this one that is an exception and is probably the most irritating boss encounter I've had since the final boss of Resident Evil Revelations Part 1, other boss encounters were questionable. And by that I mean, and this goes back to my Survive reference, I wasn't even sure if I fought a boss character. It was just a seamless implementation, nothing too over the top and far-fetched.
Mr. Johnson? Sir?
The entire game, again, much like Survive, had a relatable element to it. Like suppose there really was a zombie apocalypse. What would be more believable? That people somehow got infected with some disease like human rabies or by a biological weapon, or that the dead started rising out of the earth? Yeah, the latter is harder to believe. So yes, the game kept this what if this really happened vibe going all the way through. And I liked that. Liked it very much. Look, I could talk about Propagation Paradise Hotel for days, and I mean that literally, it's just that good. I streamed this game like 6 times, that's a record for me for the same game. I'll be making a top VR games list at the end of this year or the beginning of 2024, and a spoiler alert, this may very well be number 1. We still got some months to go, a better game could be released though. Now, some criticize this one for its short runtime, but I had no problem with the duration. I like my games reasonably short, so I can move on to the next. Besides, most games overstay their welcome anyway. Propagation Paradise Hotel did not. Thank you, Wanted Studio, for the opportunity to review this amazing creation. I do so look forward to your next development. Thanks for watching. If you like my content, feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Follow me on Trovo Live, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok if you're into that. Watch full episodes of the TV series, The Lab Video Game TV, in 25 countries across the Caribbean on Flow One. Download the official Flow Sports app to watch us on Flow on the go. Check out episodes of The Lab Video Game TV Live on Trovo Live. Visit the website for written reviews and more. Reach out at contact@thelabvideogametv.com. Let's say on the other hand though, I found a way to piss you off with this one. Then hey, dislike, unsub, leave a feisty comment. Whatever it takes to make you sleep better. Either way, I won't hold it against you. Our game is never over.